Bro, it just looks so clean. It looks so clean. Oh my god. It's like I want to just play on this side of the screen only. But one thing that we need to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, is that they've been promoting all these little girls. It's time for us to indulge in a real woman. A real woman. A real woman. No, we're not naked now. Oh no. See, we got the button to the button right here. Got the sports jacket. You see, hold on, let me. Boom. We out here. We out here. We dating real woman. Real woman. Real women. 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 Real women. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Cass, and today's video is gluten-free, easy to digest, and 100% MFO. We're going to be talking about JINAI today, and I feel like she's one of the underrepresented generals that's in the game. She currently doesn't even have an FC. Meanwhile, Garf has one, Rachel has one, Bathory has one, Shafrakan has one. Sorry. And it's just, how did this character get so shafted? It's because she's overpowered? No. But let's look at her base stats and see if we can drum up something that's interesting to know. So we can see her attack is 1085. I mentioned this before and how hard it is to actually get her passive off because her attack is lower than a lot of the other aggressive characters in the meta right now. I've given this as an example before. We're gonna go with someone like, why do I always click that thinking it's Baraka? It's insane. Go to Baraka. He's on a rampage right now, him and FC Annie, right? His base attack is 1226. So it's gonna be hard for someone that's literally like 170 behind or something like that to get up with that, unless the gear is better. But if you give them both the best gear, you know, Baraka's still going to be out there, so he's not going to lose that attack speed. He's not going to get screwed over in that way. So you have to invest into her very, very strongly in order for that to go down. As you can see here, the critical hit, she's one of those babies. She's just like Bailey. She has a very high critical hit. She's prone to critting, which is pretty cool. And you can also see that attack speed is just very low. She's meant to go last, unfortunately, well, last or slower than most other characters. I think she's slower than a couple other tanks. Yeah, imagine old man Jenkins is going first before JINAI is. It's crazy. Now, I mean, with all that being said, her base attack is lower than some of the more aggressive characters. She's slow as balls, and you know, her block is not even there. She has a little bit extra dodge, the 5 dodge. I think 100 is kind of like the base. Hit is 100 as well, so it's like, what are you really using this character for? For the skills, baby. The skills. The skills. I'm curious, how old is this character? She is 36. Maybe that's why. You know, like usually I feel like when you have older characters in anime and stuff like that, usually they're more voluptuous, they have bigger breasts, bigger ass and stuff like that. So it kind of makes sense that she's much older than some of the younger characters that we see with, you know, usually not as much cleavage or stuff like that. Like they have a little bit of it, but you know, as you get older, I feel like that's a thing. So she's from St. West, baby. Wake up, Mr. West. Anyway, not really important. Just thought I'd just go point that out. So let me disappear again. All right, this is her basic attack. Look at that audio. There we go. Now we can hear her talk some of that slang. I do find it funny that in this pose, you know, you can't see anything. Or and then she just comes out to the front. But when you first click her, right? Come back to her, right? Here she like blocks her face. But then when you go here and look at her chest, you know, all you see is not a non-face and then the chest. I think it's pretty funny. And then she comes back to the neutral pose. Anywho, let's hear some stuff, man. Let's hear it. There we go. More grimsly sounding stuff. Her passive is actually the mana absorb. Removes buffs of an enemy and gain mana, 1 mana, gain 1 mana additionally if health of the target is 80% or more. You also will remove 1 mana from the target and gain 1 mana if health of the target is 30% or less. So anyone that's in the middle ground, not really going to benefit her. We will go over what a buff is in this game because I don't think that we've had a mana absorb character. Well, we have, but we didn't know how it worked back then. Flow of mana is different from breath of mana, so this one is going to permanently gain 1 mana to people in the back. So she will be in the back, and that means she will always have access to the dark night glow. They're gonna come back to here first. Charm afflicts enemies with the lower attack than self with charm mark and decreases their attack speed by 30. This will mean that she will, not her, not specifically, but the team will go faster than their faster units as long as her attack is boosted all up to hell. This is the Dark Knight Glow. Pretty cool. Didn't know it, but this is actually an AoE poison move. So as far as the damage, you're not looking for it to damage. It's going to be really good for PvE and pretty good for if you're trying to trigger some stuff. It's not really good for PvP because we all know there's so much Dragon Blood out there. Hitting all characters is already a no-no, but more specifically, hitting all characters and putting a dot on them is probably even worse than that. Definitely want to stay away from this unless it's the situation helps it. Of course, in PvE, if you see a person with multiple green nature breaks, then by all means pop this out, but the 51% damage and it doesn't have burst attached to it makes that you want to stay as far away as possible from this move unless you absolutely have to. Next up, Welcoming Shirusaku. As you can see, deals a little bit more damage, does not have burst attached to it, and does poison for 4 turns, which again, same situation. Animation does look pretty cool.
Why, we've got a visitor.
And sends all the poisonous. I mean, I don't understand nothing about the fan, nor do I care to, but still pretty good. I think that she's an okay character. She's definitely, in my opinion, a support. She's not a aggressive character. These numbers are not getting any type of kills anytime soon. Damage over times don't normally kill in PvP, and that's kind of what the game's focused on until they add more content that require Guardian Stone breaks and things of that nature. So at the moment, she's pretty much relegated to PvE. But in PvP, she's a support. Let's dig deeper in baby girl. No pun intended. So first off, she is the nature. So if allies are low on health, she will be able to get that mana back. Get the mana back. She will be getting mana randomly as long as someone's low on HP. But again, you can't really use her moves in PvP scenarios. So it's only good when you are trying to do PvE and it's multiple Guardian Stone breaks that you need. And you can just keep flooding and flooding and flooding because she will always have her 1 mana. But if you ever want to do the other one, that's 4 turns, which is good for more Guardian breaks. Also pretty good if you guys don't know, where actually is it? It's the break system here. Really cool is that if there's dark breaks out there, she will actually, I don't know if you guys knew, but with damage over time, every tick on a dark broken character will give you mana. So if you time that up, that's pretty good for you as well. Same thing with the healing aspect of it, but you won't heal much of the damage. And same thing with Fire Guardian Stone. I'm pretty sure about that. I'm not 100% sure about that one, but I'm pretty sure it works like that too for people with the fire passive that everything crits. Some people tell me that dots crit, but I've not seen that. So if it does happen, just to let you know, it would synergize with that, but I have no proof of that. So as you guys have noticed, I've gone back to this screen a lot of times, and it actually does explain a lot of things, but sometimes it's so direct and sometimes indirect that it's kind of confusing. But status effect. So if something says it clears a status effect, this is exactly what it's talking about. Freeze, stun, confuse, paralyze, shock, petrify, frigid, bolt. Don't know what the hell it has that. Silence, blind, sleep, and provoke. So if you're having issues with provoke, like right now, Ulum is running rampant with provoking people once a Tranquil gets procced, and then he does the AoE provoke, and then you can't kill the backline or anyone in the backline. All you need is a character that removes provoke. Unfortunately, most of the heals in the game don't do that. What do they normally take out? You only take out damage over times and things that are considered debuffs. Takes out both of that. So that leads us into her mana absorb passive. She takes buffs away from the enemy. So we've actually did some research on that, and a buff is these. These are all the buffs. So increase, attack, crit hit, defense, block, or dodge. She will take that away from you, and then she will apply it. And then she will apply 1 mana for herself, and then she might gain 2 mana based on, if, like I said, if the HP of the character is 80 or below, or if it's 30 or below. So really good. It's actually not that bad of a passive. It's just that most people in PvP do not use buffs to that degree. And even though increased crit hit is in Burning Soul for FC Annie, but as you guys have seen, Burning Soul is like a passive, so it does not count as a buff. It's like a passive that gives you stat increases. So it doesn't count as the same, which would have been a beautiful counter. Again, I think they missed an opportunity, the same way that the shield that is provided from Dragon Blood is not considered a buff. It would have been a great opportunity to have those characters shine and fight against those characters and say, hey, if you want to counter Dragon Blood, make sure you have a mana absorb character in there that will take the shield out when their turn comes or something of that nature. Now, as far as the buff removal, it happens as soon as the buff is applied. But again, it's per round. It doesn't tell you that, but that's just pretty much how it works. It's unfortunate. So since she's a general, I don't think we've covered a general on, we've covered Shafrakin, and I don't know if I did every single character that, I mean, there's a video on that. I'll put a card there, right? You guys can just go and look at that. But for a simple thing, there are characters that work and synergize with Charm. There are 2 stars that synergize with it. I think, let's find the family line. It's actually an entire line. All the Marinos Elite, if it says Marinos Elite, is going to work with the Tranquil, the bite thing. So I click this next one, Marinos Elite Support, gonna work with bite. So if you want to find one that works with another thing, this one's the Vanguard. So all of the Lenombre Elites will have that. It probably synergizes where she's from, but I don't know where she's from. So you can see Yellow Hood. If you see Yellow Hood, they will have this thing that they silence someone for 4 turns and mana burn, take 1 mana from them when they are charmed. All the Yellow Hoods are gonna have that. So here we have Jin, and he has that same thing, the ambush passive. He'll silence for 3 turns on Shadow Slash, and on Shadow Dance he'll do it for 4 turns. Silence performance, they'll lose 30 hit, which will make it harder. They'll have a chance to miss, like how FC Rara is. They'll have a chance to miss, pretty much a higher chance to miss on you if the target is charmed. And that's really it. Unfortunately, I feel like she's gotten shafted in some sort of way. Like, it's weird that there's only 2 characters that work with Charm. I mean, maybe I'm missing one. I'm pretty sure I've looked through all of the fadeds anyway. I'm not looking through each one of those. But when you look at the other ones like Garth, Rachel, and Bathory, like they have like 3 characters, I think, minimum, that work with their thing. Plus it works in general, like it just works really strong, which JINAI does as well too. But I just feel like she kind of gets a little bit shafted in that regard. So what I'm hoping for, and let me know what you guys think, is a FC version of her, like, and hopefully she's the leader of it. Like she has her own little thing, like how they gave Dragon Blood to Xeon and Rara. Hopefully she gets one and it's really, really good and brings her back up in maybe a way that increases her attack and stuff like that. She's not even like a legendary, so it's like you can't even like boost her attack through the whole Unleash Potential thing. So she just kind of falls short, and it sucks, it's unfortunate, but I think she's still pretty strong. You just have to be a little bit more cautious when you're using her because of the fact that she has 2 poison skills. And of course, on defense, she's probably gonna get herself killed or stack Dragon Blood stacks like crazy. You can easily reset them by having characters on your team that don't have attacks. That's another really good thing, which is really cool that she does combine with Shell. As you see, Shell's second skill here is a non-attacking skill, 1 mana, which she should be able to do mostly on her turn. And this skill here only costs 2. So if you have a unit that does give mana to the front row, she literally can do this every turn. Like, literally, I'm not kidding you. She has high health, and you have one of the front row boosters, which are like anyone with Breath of Mana. So Fracken, Bathory does it as well. Breath of Mana, permanently your front row, and Breath of Mana. So you have 1, 2, 3 options, and only 2 options are Rachel and JINAI. But if you do have one of those in there, and you have Shell and you have JINAI, a lot of work to do, but you can literally do this every turn. Every one of her turns. And just do the clown's performance. It's 4 turns, and you know, as I've shown many of times, that if you actually have low hit or if you have blind, they can miss. The Wrath counter can miss. So it could be really useful. Really useful. And that's gonna be it for me today. Just wanted to go again and showcase off these beautiful overlays. I will be mixing and messing around with them a little bit more to just spruce them up just a little bit, or some things that I wanted to edit and fix. And also, like I said, there's more than just one screen. This is just one that I'm using. This is another really cool one. Let me show you this other cool one that he made. Look at how dope that one is. Especially, I think you guys can see my mouse, right? Maybe you can or you can't, but you see the top with the actual little figures of them running. That's so cool. You got the waifus on the left and the right, and this screen will pretty much be used for like displaying information. Really good stuff, man. But anywho, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Just remember that every day at the casino is your lucky day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.